uniform vehicle is supplied by the private sector, or virtually everything. And I think that's the way it should be. But the private sector has got to be responsive to what government needs and wants. After all,
The rationale for this, although Mike Mullin says Financial Times, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, has taken to warning that government debt is the biggest threat to U.S. national security beyond even Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. And in this piece on August 11th, they write, indeed, a paper this year by the U.S. Military Joint Forces Command predicted that, quote, increasing mission combined with the growth of Social Security and healthcare will crowd out spending for everything else the government does, including national defense.
Okay, I think everybody knows that the deficit is a growing worry. It is a drag on our economy, and it is something that we all have to address. Now, I will also say that when you look at what is driving government spending and driving the deficit, a tremendous amount of that is the growth in domestic entitlement. And we have to also be honest enough as a society to recognize that and decide if we're willing to continue that trend and at that pace.
For Marriott Lake Next Call from Richmond, Virginia, this is John calling us on our independent line. John, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. I think it's going to make a lot of people angry because the general public sees a lot of contradictions in the way the government spends the money and the way the government makes cuts. So they're going to see a lot of corporations getting these bailouts. They got these bailouts in the past. They're going to see the government's unwillingness to make cuts in other areas. So they're going to see this clash of values of where the money gets cut, where the money goes. And it's going to be interesting because I think that Freddie Mac is asked for a bailout, another bailout, that's the report. So if the general public sees, for example, Freddie Mac getting another bailout, and at the same time we're making cuts in defense, they're going to see these contradictions, and it's going to make people angry, especially with November elections coming up.
Nothing there.
So who gets cut? Who decides what is going to get cut and what we're going to keep and what we're going to spend money on is all going to come out, and it's going to make people angry, especially when we start cutting soldiers' jobs and soldiers' families' jobs. And at the same time, we're bailing out Freddie Mac if that's what happens. So how are we going to deal with those contradictions?
John, no one ever said government was consistent, and I think that's something we all recognize. But, you're raising some very serious points. Now, I would want to say specifically about the aerospace and defense industry that you never hear those words in connection with bailout. There has been no bailout in the area of the aerospace and defense companies. In fact, we have been a remarkable company. Yes, remember that the aerospace and defense area is one where we are providing a tremendous trade surplus. 56